Hey, what's up? I'm Gary. Today we're going to learn how to do backside pop shove-its. Of all the tricks on a fingerboard, I would say the backside pop shove-it is the first flat ground fingerboard trick I ever did. And I learned them without even knowing how to ollie. So I would say that the pop shove-it is probably the first trick that you're going to learn on a fingerboard. And the reason why is because you don't really need a strong pop to do pop shove-it. It's just a really gentle push to the side and it'll start spinning. So the way you would set up for a backside pop shove-it, you put your fingers like that. You want your front finger not all the way extended on the board, but you want it maybe like that, and you want your back finger on the edge of the tail. Of all the tricks on the fingerboard, I would say the pop shove-it is the easiest, but at the same time it's also the hardest trick. The reason why is because it's such a gentle trick, and if you pop too much, it's gonna start spinning or it's gonna start flipping, and it's not really gonna come up to your fingers right. So I would say when you're first learning pop shove-its, you want to be very gentle. You want to pop very lightly. Have your fingers in the finger positioning I told you, something similar to that. You want to roll up and you want to gently pop on the ground and put your fingers back on the board. It doesn't matter if it's really slow at first, as long as you manage to get that 180 rotation on the board. That's a pop shove-it. Then you can start working your way up. Start getting a little more height on the pop. All in all, I would say the pop shove-it is just a trick of trial and error. I mean, if you mess up, it's probably because you're not used to spinning the board right. But it's generally one of those tricks that's going to come to you no matter what. It's like muscle memory. So you want to make sure you're really gentle, and you want to just pop it lightly and get your fingers back on the board. Once you get used to that, you can try popping it a little harder, and you might miss the board more than usual, and it might be more sketchy if you try adding more pop. But that's what happens when you try to pop the pop shove-it a little more, and you're just gonna have to get used to the trick as you get better at it. Alright, once you have pop shove-its down and that gentle flick, you can take it to grinds, manuals. Really, that's probably where shove-its are used the most. Let's say you're doing something like a kickflip backside 5-0 grind. Usually you can make it more complex by adding a shove-it out. And because you're going to have the muscle memory of the shove-it, it shouldn't be too difficult. But it also adds complexity to the trick. So, and the bench just fell down.